What's good, villagers? This is Blackleaf here, and welcome back to more reactions to Casual Geographics. If this is your first time here, definitely leave a like, comment, subscribe, and definitely check out many of our other reactions to Casual Geographics and many others. We also have series coming up very soon, and not only that, but we've also reacted to recently Tier Zoo. I know you guys really actually enjoyed that first reaction, and of course, Casual Geographics has been very popular on the channel, so I've actually missed a few of these because this has been a very hectic week and a half for me. So I've had like a few backlogs of recordings that y'all been seeing the past couple of weeks. And yeah, so I know this is going up a little bit later than usual, almost like a full week since the last upload. But either way, we're getting into it today. Today, Casual Geographics has why this animal is a war criminal. Jesus Christ, it's gonna go very horrible. That's gonna go horrible. What? All right, so we're gonna check this out in 3, 2, 1.
So you probably saw the title of this video and wondered, out of all the animals I've talked about on here, what could possibly be such a menace that it not only gets its own video, but a kinda but not really clickbait title? Unless, of course, I ruin the suspense by putting the animal as a thumbnail, in which case, this intro's pretty much pointless. Anyway, this is a video about an animal I personally believe not nearly enough people acknowledge, and just for the record, this is not a honey badger video. But it kinda is.
I was gonna say it is.
Honey badgers, right? Gave them swimming lessons, injected them with growth hormones, and just to see the world in flames, taught them how to operate as a fully functional gang. Basically, imagine roided up, breast-stroking felony weasels with mob mentality and homicidal tendencies. But you don't have to imagine, because that animal actually exists.
Yeah.
If you haven't guessed it by now, I just gave you the police description of the South American giant river otter, and I was not kidding about them being honey.
Why you said it's a police description?
First of all, the largest ones can reach 6 feet in length. I'm only 6 feet when I'm lying, and on Tinder. But like all criminals, to really understand why this demon water weasel is the way it is, you have to look at its family. Otters belong to Team Mustelidae, a family reunion that includes some of the most disrespectful things on 4 legs. Go to a mustelid cookout and in attendance, you'll find an animal that once put a whole polar bear out of commission, one that reportedly attacks much larger animals by biting and robbing the family jewels, and
literally.
I don't know, man, he seems kinda cute. They murk animals 10 times their size by chasing them into exhaustion and taking them off the census with a devastating bite to the back of the skull. I want you to remember that fact. It's gonna be important later.
What the fuck?
Whole biology lesson, but
10
the
times?
family, you know, wolverines, otters, badgers, and stoats are all part of the carnivore suborder called Caniforma. And Caniforma are basically just dog-like carnivores. Some members you might actually recognize. There's canids like domestic dogs, wolves, coyotes, and the fox. But some decided to take their talents to the water, resulting in the pinniped group, which includes seals, sea lions, and walruses. Since there are no drug tests in the wild, some started juicing, which is why bears are the largest terrestrial predators on the planet and the most brolic members of the caniform suborder. But mustelids don't have the strength of bears or the intelligence of wolves and dogs, so they had to overcompensate by being nature's version of short person syndrome.
Why is he literally just Michael Jacksoning away from this?
Pride of lions right in their own hood. Same reason
Hello?
Wolverines will pick fights with animals in a much
You're surrounded. You just throwing hands still?
Feel like the underdog.
He surrounded like that and just threw hands. He just didn't care.
There's several flavors of otters found all over the world, but they all share one very important thing in common. They can swim, they're very good at it, and best believe they make it everyone's problem. Otters have a streamlined body, most have webbed feet, and both river and sea otters can hold their breath underwater for about 8 minutes. Otters also have a protective layer of guard hairs to help keep the inner fur dry. That and the fact that they have some of the densest fur on the planet is why they can spend all that time underwater without getting clapped by hypothermia like we would. It's also the reason otters, especially sea otters who rely on their insulating fur to survive, will spend hours grooming and washing themselves. But if swimming was the only thing that made these overgrown river weasels special, this wouldn't be a video. Nah, giant river otters are 100% affiliated. Unlike basically the rest of its mustelid family, giant river otters are social and can roll up in gangs of up to 20. We're talking about 20 vicious furry gangbangers that each can be the length of a grown man. And out of all the otters, it's the ones found in the Amazon that are by far the most on site. Using their numbers and teamwork, these waterproof wolverines will jump anything that ends up in their territory without a permission slip. And yes,
this is exactly why I said I don't get in waters. I don't mess with the waters. I don't get in oceans. I don't get in... No, I don't mess the water for a reason.
That includes humans.
And we're getting murked. We're probably going to get murked too.
It's not impossible to see reports of river otters assaulting people for the simple crime of existing in the same lake or river as them. One woman was kayaking down a river in western Florida when she saw a river otter that she thought was cute. After it lunged and mauled her face, it became a lot less cute. Serious otter attacks on humans might be rare, but it seems like at least once a year someone gets put on a headline after getting severely vibe tested by one. The
Bro,
most
he
aggressive
bit her
and
face
homicidal
off?
of them all are the giant river otters of the Amazon, but granted, it's for a pretty good reason. Giant river otter have to share an area code with top predators like the jaguar, the black caiman, and the anaconda. When your neighborhood looks like that, your only real option is war. Violence may not be the answer, but life is multiple choice. And they'll use gang violence to intimidate much larger animals that would probably one-shot them if they were alone. If a jaguar can catch a river otter on its own, it's a GG, but with the numbers advantage, Otter Mafia can effectively drive off even the most motivated jaguar. This is especially
Yo, he didn't even
true in
get
water, where
injured.
They basically have a home court advantage because in the water, river otters are much quicker and more agile than the bulky big cat. Which is why an apex predator
Why
that
does
literally claps
he's just looking at
can
him?
end up getting humbled and straight up humiliated by a hood of otters.
Yeah, just walk away. Walk away. You're gonna get jumped.
Speaking of the caiman, probably nobody's more of a victim than this smaller cousin of the crocodile. Because not only will a gang of otters jump a caiman and attack it from all sides, they often won't hesitate to eat the caiman alive once it stops struggling. Remember how I said the stoat can take down prey 10 times its size by exhausting it and biting the back of its head? That is exactly how giant otters can make a caiman's entire existence a living prostate exam. As a cold-blooded reptile, caiman run out of energy quickly. It's the reason crocodiles and alligators are ambush hunters, since they don't have the speed or endurance to run their prey down. So by mauling the caiman from all angles, it doesn't take long for the reptile to stop working. Just call it erectile dysfunction. Once the caiman finally gives up, the otters will put it out of its misery with a finishing blow to the caiman's weak point, the back of its head. All this while
Yikes.
sounding like Rugrats if the show took place in hell.
We've seen this before.
Once the caiman becomes past tense, the otters will use razor-sharp jaws to tear the reptile apart and eat it. They're cousins with wolverines for a reason. Now, if
This
you feel
really
bad for
seem-
the caiman, giant otters will usually do this to defend their pups, since the caiman will snatch up any unaccompanied minors if they get the chance. But of course, being black Air Forces with fur, sometimes they'll harass the caiman just for wandering into the wrong side of the river wearing the wrong colors.
Yo.
The giant river otter is a lot of things, but they're not prejudiced, which is why the caiman isn't the only body that these psycho weasels will take. You know those snakes that we call anacondas? Giant otters will turn the small ones into a leather handbag. You know those fish that are kind of famous for being able to undress a whole ass cow down to the bone in minutes? Yeah, about that, these prison ferrets turn piranha into fish fillet. Turtles, you think they'd be safe, right? You think having a shell would protect them from the audacity of this satanic hellspawn.
Oh my
Of course
God.
not. Nobody gets a pass. No, this isn't technically a giant river otter, but god damn. And of
He
course,
bit
we
through
can
the
take an otter
fucking
out the hood,
shell?
but you can't erase the thoughts of homicide coursing through its little otter veins. Really cute fun fact, once at the Bronx Zoo, a monkey messed around and ended up in the living room of a family of Asian small-clawed otters. The otters proceeded to surround the panicking monkey and drown it, all while both the other monkeys and the people at the zoo watched in both shock and horror. Ain't that some shit? At a zoo in the UK, a gang of otters attacked
Dog,
the leader
I've
and ate
been
a
to the Bronx
tamarin
Zoo
that fell
many
into their mouth.
times, and
Golden lion tamarins are in
that
danger.
I never
We're
seen
talking
it.
about a group of animals that are related to a sociopath that literally went viral for giving less than Miralax. There are no exceptions. Otters believe in equality, meaning anyone can equally get the smoke. For those cute little comments that think I'm being overly dramatic about how morally bankrupt otters in general are, I'm not going to explain this picture. I'm just going to let the comments do it for me. And I think it goes without saying, but if they can step to literal murder with whiskers, or a slightly nerfed crocodile, they have no problem attempting to send a human back to their family in a box. And honestly,
Bro?
just the crime of being alive and breathing in their territory is all you need to trigger a furry temper tantrum.
Dog. Why the fuck were you over
There's
there?
a reason I keep referring to them as a gang. They're basically the Crip Weasels of the Amazon. They have no rules, no
Weasels.
church, no
I'm fucking
morals, and
done.
absolutely no fucks to give. Those are the eyes of an animal that is not afraid to go back to hell. You ought to be careful if you are. I'm so sorry. For those of you that want to disregard this entire video because you think they're cute, that's cool. No, seriously, I completely understand. They said the same thing about Ted Bundy. Just like this came in this video has
Stop.
I write, record, and edit these videos all by myself. I'm not complaining. I could be doing way worse with my time. But if you'd like to support this content and my channel, my Patreon's going to be in the description. Becoming a patron gives you access to videos before I post them and even exclusive content that you won't see on TikTok or YouTube. And yes, we're still talking animal videos, you little perverts. But as always, please don't feel like you need to spend money to support me because honestly, I'm doing all right for myself. Definitely don't finesse your mom's credit card to send money to a person you've never met before. And the reason I say that is because it's actually happened. Some kid sent me over $100 of money I'm pretty sure wasn't his. I'd rather go skinny dipping in a pool of otters than be in the room with his mom when she found out. So yeah, definitely don't feel like you're obligated to give anything unless you absolutely can afford it. Subscribing costs you nothing though, so make sure you do that or else I'll harvest your organs and use them to pay off my student loans. Just one kidney is worth $262,000. Do not test what capitalism has done to my sense of morality.
Wait, hold up, really?
Subscribe or this is going to be the last thing you hear at night.
Hold up, a kidney is worth a lot of money. Hold up. We only need one. I don't mind sacrificing one for some little extra cash. Hold up. I don't mind this. I don't mind that. That's a good chunk of money. I could use that. I only need one. I'm gonna be good. If I had to give up drinking forever, I'll be fine with that with just the one. But yo, great video as always. It was a couple of minutes still there, but I think it's just like more end credits. Yeah, literally just backslash, it's just more end credits. All right, so yeah, that was the video. That was otters being the worst things in the water, along with orcas as usual, and sharks and honey badgers, and you know all the other stuff that likes to swim in waters. And I'm never going in the water, ever. So yeah, so that's gonna be the end of today's video. Thank y'all so much for coming by, hanging out in the village. And once again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if there's any other videos that y'all would like to recommend down below in the comment section as well. Always looking for more. That's how we got Tearzu. That's literally how we got Tearzu, because there was a lot of recommendations for it. So definitely, like I said, just let me know. I'll check them out. And sometimes I actually do reactions to like things that are suggested, but sometimes I feel like when I did the reactions and then I look back at it, like, you know, of course I have to look back at it when I do the editing, and I could just tell that, like, I wasn't really into some of them. So don't think that I'm completely ignoring every time somebody says a suggestion. Just know I tend to honestly just record them. But then if it's just not a lot that I'm getting from the video, then I just don't upload it. That's just it. I mean, there's literally countless videos on YouTube. There's tons more you can always suggest to me. But yeah, again, that's it. I'm going to end this video today. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time in the village. Take care.